नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome all of you to our daily Bhagavad Gita reading session. Thanks for your enthusiastic participation. And by the grace of the Lord and Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada, and all of you, we have completed the introduction last week. And today we will begin the first chapter. The chapter 1 is named as Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Shanya Nirikshana Yoga. And in some other books also it is mentioned as Arjuna Visada Yoga. Basically, after seeing the armies, how Arjuna has gone into a deep lamentation state. And that Visada also is called Visada Yoga, because that is ultimately leading to subsequent stages or inquiries and revelations happen. So using this Visada to unite with the Lord, Visada Yoga, and Sanya Nirikshana Yoga, this is also named like this. Bhagavad Gita, before we get into the detailed chapter study, let's have a quick synopsis. Bhagavad Gita consisting of 700 verses and 18 chapters. Among the 700 verses, majority of the verses has been spoken by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Almost 574 verses has been spoken by him. It begins with an inquiry from Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra has spoken one verse, and then Sanjaya has responded to that inquiry of Dhritarashtra. He has spoken almost 41 verses, and Arjuna is inquiring and putting forward a lot of questions to Krishna and giving his opinions. So he is speaking almost 84 verses. So Bhagavad Gita is basically a two nested conversation. One conversation is happening in the battlefield, that is between Arjuna and Krishna. The same conversation is getting narrated by Sanjaya at Hastinapur to Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya is the secretary of Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra was the king of Hastinapur by that time. Being a blind person, he has not taken part in the war, and he has shown his interest to see the war. And that's the reason Vyasadeva has given a boon to Sanjaya and awarded him celestial vision so that he can also see the Mahabharata war while sitting at his palace. Bhagavad Gita is consisting of 18 chapters. It is divided into 3 sections depending upon what kind of topic has been spoken there. So scholars have divided into 3 sections. In the first 6 chapters, mostly the karma yoga is described. We will learn how to work. What is the right way of understanding of activities, how we should perform it, and how these activities will lead to love of Godhead. So first 6 chapter, the main essential point will be karma, and karma, how it will lead to bhakti. This is the essential subject of first 6 chapters. And then in the middle 6 chapter, Krishna will speak about all his opulences and mysterious things about him, and a loving affair between the devotees and Krishna. So bhakti is the essential matter which has been spoken in the middle 6 chapter. That's the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Essence of essence. And in the last 6 chapter, the primary subject matter is Jnana Yoga, knowledge, and how this knowledge will culminate in bhakti. That is being spoken in the last 6 chapters. So bhakti is being spoken in almost all the chapters. So first 6 chapter, karma leads to bhakti, and in the middle 6 chapter, bhakti, and the last 6 chapter, how jnana culminates in bhakti. So by understanding the first 6 chapters, we will learn to work, and then in the middle 6 chapter, after understanding, we will learn to work for Krishna. And after learning the last 6 chapter, we will have a complete understanding how to learn, we'll have a complete understanding, we'll learn to work for Krishna while living in this world. This Bhagavad Gita is compared to a jewel box. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has spoken that the middle 6 chapter is the most excellent shining jewel which is inside the box. That is the middle 6 chapter, Bhakti Yoga. That is the essence of a jewel box. Whereas the last 6 chapters are like the lower lid of the jewel box, and the first 6 chapters are the first 6 chapters are the lower covering of the box, and the last 6 chapter is the upper lid of the box. This is how it is. First 6 chapter is the lower lid, and middle 6 chapter is the real essence, the jewel, and the upper lead is the last 6 chapters. So let us go to the chapter 1 overview. What is happening in the chapter 1? Okay, before we get into the verse 1, let us see a quick overview. Chapter 1 is beginning with the inquiry from Dhritarashtra to his secretary Sanjay. In 1.1, the first verse, he is inquiring. And in his inquiry, we will see various aspects, how he is showing his partial mentality, and then how, he was so much desirous for his kingdom, and how he is doubting the possible win of his sons, and how he is fearful of compromising the influence of Dharmakhetra, and how he is hopeful that let the Dharmakhetra influence Pandava and let them compromise and not fight the battle and renounce to the forest. So various things, aspects of Dhritarashtra we will see in the first verse. Then Sanjay started explaining from verse 2. First, he has explained how Duryodhan is observing the army. Duryodhan first, looking at the Pandavas' army, became fearful and has started explaining about Pandavas' army. And then he has started explaining about his army. And then he compares. And in those 1.2 to 1.11, we'll see how Duryodhan is fearful, and to hide his fear, how diplomatically, he is putting this, and a lot of diplomacy things we will see, how Duryodhan was a clever politician. And then after, from verse 12 to 19, we will see various signs of victory, because a big war is going to be fought between the Kauravas and Pandavas. So almost all the kings in Bharatavarsha and near to Bharatavarsha, whatever kingdoms were there, all the kings have participated in the Mahabharata war, in the Kurukshetra war. And before the war is being fought, a sign, various signs are visible of possible victory of Pandavas. So that is being discussed between 12 to 19. And then from 20 to 27, Arjuna is observing the army of both the sides. Like Duryodhan observed the army, on the other side of Pandavas, Arjuna also was shown his desire and instructed Krishna, "Oh my dear Krishna, can you please take the chariot to middle of the army so that I can see who has come here to fight with me?" And after seeing the armies of both the sides, Arjuna Arjuna's mood changed. Out of compassion, he was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed with compassion. And he came up with possible reasons, and he conveyed his desire, he expressed his desire not to fight this war. A big turning point. A big war is going to be fought, and the most glorious warrior from the Pandava side, and whose charioteer is the Supreme Lord himself, he is expressing his desire not to fight. It's a big turning point. And Arjuna has given 4 possible reasons: compassion, then that is being 1.28 to 1.30. Then compassion for his friends and relatives. So how come I will kill my own relatives? Then from 31 to 35, he is speaking that even in victory I don't find any enjoyment, because with whom I will share this happiness of victory. Then from 36 to 38, he is speaking about the sinful reactions. So his point is that if I participate in the war, I will result in killing a lot of people and who are my own relatives, so I will suffer from the sinful reactions. So why should I fight? Then in the last section, from 39 to 43, Arjuna is speaking how by fighting this war, it will result in destroying the family traditions. and whoever will cause this, he will suffer eternally in hell, and the forefathers will fall down, yeah, and the community projects and family welfare, that will be disturbed. So how come this brings auspiciousness? He sees all inauspiciousness in fighting this war. So very logically he has put forward his point. We'll see. And at the last section, 44 to 46, Arjuna has gone into deep lamentation, and he has kept aside his bow and sat down in the chariot and expressed that I will not fight. Visrujang sasarang chapang soka sambigna manas. And that's how the chapter 1 will end. And from chapter 2 onwards, Krishna has started speaking. And in all this, means in the entire chapter 1, Krishna has not spoken any verse. He was listening very carefully. He was witnessing, experiencing all the emotions what Arjuna is going through. So let us begin our first verse today. You can unmute yourself. Let me first recite the verse. Then you can unmute yourself. In the second time, you can recite along with me. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakhetre kurukhetre samaveta iutsavaha mamakah pandava shaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. Now you can begin, yeah, with me. Dhritarashtra uvacha
Dharmashetre Kurushetre Samyutsava Mamaka Pandava Shite Kim Kurvata Sanjaya.
Yeah. So this verse basically is 4 parts. Okay, this is composed in Anushtup Chanda. So let us recite like this. The first part I will recite, and then after you will recite the first part, then second, then third, then fourth. That's how it will be easy for us to remember. If we recite a couple of times or more times, we can remember it. Dhritarashtra uvacha
Dhritarashtra Uvacha
Dharmakhetre kurukhetre
Dharmashetre Kurushetre
samaveta yutsavaha
Samaveta Yuyutsava
mamakaha pandava shaiva
Mamaka Pandava Shaiva
kim kurvata sanjaya.
Kim Kurvata Sanjaya.
Very good. Once more. Dhritarashtra uvacha
Dhritarashtra Uvacha
dharmakhetre kurukhetre
Dharmashetre Kurushetre
samaveta yutsavaha
Samaveta Yuyutsava
mamakah pandava shaiva
Mamaka Pandava Shaiva
kima kurvata sanjaya.
Kima Kurvata Sanjaya.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So in recitation, if this here, you see, this is a visarga. If it ends with a visarga, then we have to prolong the ha, like utsavaha. And if the visarga comes in between, then we have to make a short ha, mamaka, something like that. Or here yutsavaha. So this is the rule of Sanskrit. Yeah, very good. And here you see kima kurvata. And in English here you see in the Roman it is kim akurvata. So basically this is 2 words. Kim akurvata. Akurvata means it's in past time. Kurvati means the activity, or to do. Akurvat means in the past tense. So this kim akurvata, this when they come together, they also will be pronounced as kima kurvata. You can pronounce both the ways, kim akurvata or kima kurvata. Both the things are okay. Very good, excellent. And another point here, you see this verse, the upper line, this is consisting of 8 syllable, 16 syllable, up to section. And the second line is also consisting of 16 syllable of again 2 section. So both these lines put together is one verse that is consisting of 32 syllables. Okay, 32 syllables mean 32 akshar. You see here dharma khetre 4, then another 4 kurukshetre. So they put together became 8. Then samaveta yushchava, they are 8. And mamaka pandavashaiva, another 8. Kim kurvata, kima kurvata sanjaya, then another 8. This is how it is, 32 syllable verse. And this is sung in Anushtup Chanda. Most of the Mahabharata is being written in this poetry, and Ramayana too. Let us begin our reading. Synonyms. Dhritarashtra Uvacha. King Dhritarashtra said. Uvacha means said. Dharma Kshetre, in the place of pilgrimage. Dharma Kshetre. Kurukshetre, in the place named Kurukshetra. Samavetaha, assembled. Yutsavaha, desiring to fight. Mamakaha, my party or sons. Pandavaha, the sons of Pandu. Cha, and eva, certainly. Kim, what? Akurbata, did they do? Sanjaya, oh Sanjaya. Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and sons of Pandu assemble in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Let us see the Anvaya. Sanjaya, when Dhritarashtra is addressing to Sanjaya, O Sanjaya, Kim Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Akurbat. What did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Kim Akurbat. What did they do? Mamakaha, my sons. Pandava, and also sons of Pandava. What did they do? Why they have come to here, this Kurukshetra? Samavetaha, having gathered. Samavetaha. Why they have assembled here? Yutsavaha, with desire to fight. With a desire to fight, they have gathered here in this battlefield of Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetra. So at Kurukshetra, which is nothing but a place of dharma. This Kurukshetra is a place of dharma. But here, both the sides are present to fight a religious battle. This is the first inquiry from Dhritarashtra. So time is almost up. So we may not be able to cover this verse explanation. So tomorrow we are going to read the verse. But again, let us recite this verse once more so that we can remember it. So one by one you can recite, all of you serially, then it is good. Yeah. Yeah. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Dilip Prabhu.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच
Dharma khetre kurukhetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yutsavah
समवेतायुत्सवः
mamakah pandavaschaiva
मामकः पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Yeah. Then Amit Prabhu. Yeah, you please recite by yourself. I am just coming in a second.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवा मामका पाण्डश्च वै किं कुर्वत संजय. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवा मामका पाण्डश्च वै किं कुर्वत संजय.
Wonderful. Dhritarashtra uvacha
धृतराष्ट्र
उवाच
dharma khetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yutsavah
समावेतायुत्सवः
mamakah pandavaschaiva
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
किं कुर्वत सञ्जय.
Wonderful, wonderful. So few others you can also recite. Yeah, Ashish Prabhu, Vijay Prabhu, Rajiv Prabhu. Dhritarashtra uvacha
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच
dharma kshetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yutsavah
समवेतायुत्सवः
mamakah pandavaschaiva
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
किं
किं
कुर्वत
कुर्वत
सञ्जय.
सञ्जय.
Wonderful. Suraj Prabhu, you can also. Okay. Let us recite then all together. Last time. Dhritarashtra uvacha
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच
dharma kshetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
samaveta yutsavah
समवेतायुत्सवः
mamakah pandavaschaiva
मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव
kima kurvata sanjaya.
किं
किं
कुर्वत
कुर्वत
सञ्जय.
सञ्जय.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much for your enthusiastic participation. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय.
Hari Bol.